Hey there, it's Pete Checkley for Sample Library Review, and today I'm checking out Angry Brass Pro Soloists by Performance Samples. Performance Samples have expanded upon their Angry Brass Pro ensembles with the very powerful Angry Brass Pro Soloists library. This 4-instrument energetic library ranges from loud to very loud, yet it is more versatile than it lets on. Comprising of solo trumpet, solo horn, solo brass trombone and solo tuba, Angry Brass Pro Soloists promises to be an action-packed toolkit that not only sounds brilliant, but is extremely easy to use. Angry Brass Pro Soloists downloads at 1GB. It features up to 5 round robins on the attacks and releases with performances derived from phrases. It has 4 speeds of release samples and is recorded in a hall with close and deca mic positions. It's sampled at 48 kHz and in 24-bit. It's built for Contact 5.8.1 and above. The full retail version of Contact is required. Normally it sells for $189, yet it's on intro offer at $129 and has various loyalty prices as low as $99. For those familiar with Performance Samples libraries, you'll know that they are derived from samples, so they have this amazing human quality. And they tend to do one thing incredibly well. So I use Fluid Shorts 1 and 2 a lot, which are intense, really powerful, short staccato strings. I also use Oceana Choir a lot, and it's a fantastic choir, male and female, and it's just so playable. So these angry instruments, these Angry Brass Pro Soloists, are again really playable, sound really human, and really simple to use. So let's dive straight in. On the left, you can see that there are 4 NKI files. You have the solo brass trombones, the solo horn, and the trumpets, and the solo tuba. And in true Performance Sample styles, the GUI is really clear. So you have your mics and the mic mixer, so you have close and deca mics. You can change the volume of them, the panning, and then you can create additional controls, so you can assign CCs for the dynamics. If you click on the second page, you have the compression, which you can do with either CCs or velocity, and you have the makeup button, which will change the overall volume. So just going back very quickly and just from first play, you have this really cool biting open brass sound. So I'm on the solo brass trombone, and just playing through it straight away, you can just hear the quality. For those familiar with libraries like Oceana from Performance Samples, everything is done in one patch. So you can play shorts, and then you can play longs, and depending on the length of the note, you'll get a different release. Okay, so everything is in one performance patch. Now, it's not a legato library, it's a polyphonic library, and you can do some really cool, quick, not even just sketches, because this sounds, it's not a sketching tool, it sounds like it will go straight into a final performance. And it's got that really lovely, bright brass sound. And that's perfect for cutting through the mix when you have really big, dense orchestral arrangements going on. Now, I said at the start of the video, it's more versatile than it lets on. And yes, it can do sort of loud passages and go from really low dynamics and then really open up into this powerful, brassy raspiness. And especially when you're playing the shorts, It's really responsive, and you can hear the different round robins coming through, and it really does have that human performance, like the performers are vibing off each other. Sounds absolutely awesome. So what I'm going to do is turn off the mic and play through the 4 different instruments so you can hear exactly how they sound out of the box. There's no extra processing going on, and it's all sort of built-in reverb, etc., the hall space. It's an interesting point to note that these were all recorded in the same hall as other performance samples libraries, and also they have 100% brand new sampling content as well, so nothing is recycled from previous libraries. So I'm going to turn everything off. I'll say everything, go turn the mic off, and off we go. So the demos are really just designed to sort of hear the timbres of the instruments. Now, I played through a variety of different dynamics, note length. I played at the very low register of the instrument, the middle and the high. Now, what's really, really interesting about these instruments is the range. So I've loaded up the horn and we have this low C. It goes all the way up to a high G. And if you go on the Performance Samples website, they actually tell you that they've sampled the range of the instrument and then sort of pitch shifted it lower and higher to give this really awesome range. And I can't really hear too many artifacts. And they've done this really great job of creating this sort of like angry, vibrant sound. It's almost like it's snarling. Sorry, snarling. Snarling? Snarling. And then at the top, I think the intonation there is absolutely fantastic, considering we are out of the instrument's natural range. So while these instruments, for me, have this sort of really strong, angry, bright, brassy tone, if you head over to the Performance Samples website and hear their demos so you can hear these instruments in context, they are really agile, they really cut through, and they are perfect for sketching, but they are really good, fast, all-in-one brass solution. So just to finish off, we're going to check out the different microphone positions. Now, on the trumpet, I believe it was, I did just bring up the makeup slightly just to give it a bit more punch and a bit more volume. But generally out the box, these are at a perfect mix volume. Now, you can obviously mute or solo the mics. So the close mic is a lot quieter than the Decca. And the Decca at the moment is where all the action is happening. So if I solo the Decca, you can hear... That's where we're getting that really, really ace, brassy attack and punchy sound. Now, if I just turn it off, we are getting the best of both worlds. So if we just hear the close mic, and of course you can bring that higher if you want to. And it's this blend of close and Decca that gives that really, really awesome sound. So just going to unsolo that. And that is that kind of sort of sweet spot, I guess. I probably would bring the close mic down a little bit, but the way they blend is absolutely awesome. So I'm just going to sort of pan them. Ever so slightly. And then, yep, don't need to do that. And yeah, so really, really straightforward. And of course, you can just use just the close, which I put on the left slightly. And also just the Decca if you want to. And I really think the strength of these libraries is just the performance aspect. Now I'm just going to quickly load the tuba. I absolutely love the tuba. It's got such weight and sort of grit behind it. And those shorts going through the dynamic range are absolutely brilliant. Probably hear me hammering the keys a lot there. But yeah, so this whole performance, it is just effortless. And when you start putting it into an arrangement and you're just playing your parts in, it's really tight, really responsive. And yeah, just as a sort of live performance instrument to play straight into your DAW, it works absolutely perfectly. So my final thoughts about Angry Brass Pro Soloists. Well, it's a bit unfair to say it does one thing only and one thing really well. It is deceptive. Now, it does many things really, really well, and in the mix, like I say, really got to check out the Performance Samples demos. It just really, really cuts through this bright, brassy attack, and yeah, it just sounds phenomenal. Now, here's the thing. Everything's in one patch. You're not messing around with key switches. You're just playing, and then you can slightly edit the MIDI if you need to, but everything can just go in really, really quickly. It cuts through the mix, it sits on top of the orchestra, and it makes a really, really bold statement. So yeah, it does the angry brass part really well. It's in your face, works perfectly. I was pleasantly surprised at the sort of varied dynamics it does have. The real low dynamics are just brilliant for me. You get this amazing sort of chordal feel, and yeah, you know, just as a different texture element or a bass element, it works incredibly well. So as a quick sketching tool, it is my go-to brass, especially for loud in-your-face brass. In terms of working in productions, it can stand on its own 2 feet perfectly well amongst an entire orchestra and really cut through the mix. Or if you're going to layer it, it can layer together as a great layering library. Obviously, if you use the Angry Brass ensemble, that will work beautifully together. You'll get these amazing timbres, both solo and ensemble, and that will sound absolutely brilliant. So that's my recommendation. I do like the fact you can tweak it. I know it's only close and Decca, but yeah, you can do all kinds of things with reverbs and EQ to get different sounds out of the library. It's just so straightforward, it's so easy to use, it does sound great, especially in the mix, and it really is worth checking out. Thanks so much for checking out this really quick first look of Angry Brass Pro Soloists by Performance Samples. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave us a comment, leave us a thumbs up. How would you use this instrument in your workflow? What kind of style would you use it for? What do you like about it? Please subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos on YouTube, and head over to sampleLibraryReview.com to check out everything in the world of virtual instruments. Have a great day and take care.